Good morning to everyone. I'm Victor, this is Bernardo and Lucas. Today we will present the project called a low-cost electrical circuit prototype to help with the Heimlich maneuver.
Okay, so first we have the summary, who contains the three main topics who approach this presentation. The first one we're gonna see about the introduction and motivation, and we're gonna talk about the Lucas law and the Heimlich maneuver. The second one is prototype and circuit development. We're gonna talk about two prototypes that we have, an original one and a lowest cost one, and for final we have a prototype demonstration.
So we will start for introduction motivation. We will start by the motivation in the phrase of CASS, that is, the focus should be on finding a solution to real-life problems based on circuit systems. That is, find the solution for a problem is easy, but like Yuki said yesterday, by humans, for humans, with humans. If you haven't make a product that is expensive or at least difficult to use, people want to use. And for that, we think it all of in a project that is cheap, inaccessible to people, to help people that is choking.
So here you can see we have the map of Brazil, where we're from, and further south our state. And right next to it we have our college campus map, and highlighted in orange we have the engineering area, and highlighted in red you have the healthy area, together with a real hospital that we brainstormed with a specialist, and he helped us with characterize our prototype.
So another big motivation for our project was the Lucas law, which is a law from Brazil that was enacted in 2018, and it was created after a boy named Lucas, who was only 10 at the time, choked on a piece of sausage during a school trip and unfortunately lost his life. And none of the teachers there knew what to do to help him. So because of this law, first aid training was made required in all elementary schools and children recreation spaces in Brazil. However, even though we have this law is not being actively enforced nowadays. For example, an interview made in 2021 in a school in Brazil showed that 57% of the employees had done first aid training in the last few years, and only 40% enrolled in a first aid course during graduation. So here we can see that this is a problem that's very frequent, and it happens all over the world. And perhaps if people nearby during these accidents knew how to do basic first aid, these deaths could have been prevented as well.
Okay, just like Lucas, many other children are dying of choking in Brazil, and this happened because choking is one of the biggest causes of infant mortality in the world. And the Heimlich maneuver is the best pre-hospital method to clearing the upper airway from a choking person. The Heimlich maneuver is different for children younger than 2 years old. So now we're gonna demonstrate how the Heimlich maneuver works. You need to be behind a person who's choking. You need to put your arms under their arms, find the navel, and make a fist. So you turn 9 degrees up, grab the hand with other hand, and start applying force up and in, 5 times or until the object is expelled. So now imagine that your child is in school and ends up choking, and no one in charge knows how to do the Heimlich maneuver or first aid.
If you have the prototype, that won't be a problem. So we will talk about now about the prototype and circuit development. The required resources was Arduino Nano, SD card module, speaker, 2 batteries of cell phone, FSR 402 and 3D model. The main one is the control the logic is Arduino Nano and FSR 402, and by all of it, the total price is $74. First step that we take by circuit development was characterize the FSR 402. So we have Arduino Nano in for control the forces applier in the FSR. We made a circuit divider of tension, voltage, and FSR is a potentiometer that changes his value of resistance, applying more or less force in the center. So R1 is FSR in the figure. R2 is a resistance that we characterize. And analog part will read the value of changing the voltage. By that, we can grab values from 0 to 1023 values and characterize the ADC based on weight. Here we have the board, schematics, and final board, and final version, first version of PCB. Here the 3D modeling, that the first version and the second that has cases for batteries, and it's two cases. It's won't be just one because one don't turn on the Arduino, so needs two to turn on the Arduino. The first one has a speaker that outputs the audio more, less, and okay, using the logic. So if you press a force that's upper than okay, he will give by you less to do less force. So if you make a force that is down then okay, the project will give you the audio more to do more force, and if it's okay, he give you okay the force. So in the second phase, the judges said that our project isn't that cheap, so we made another project that is lowest cost than the first, and we changed the sound of speaker by LEDs, and the Arduino became so IC discrete. And the battery was changed by 9 volts because no need of cell phone. And the total price of this one is 5 times less than the first one. That is $11.95. The logic is the same, but we made in its IC discretes the same logic in the first, but using IC discretes, and talking about more about the LEDs. We made 3 LEDs: green, yellow, and red. Red is to show the less force, green is the more force, and yellow is this okay. In low cost final version is this, and this is the PCB that we made. Now we will demonstrate the prototype. This is the first version with sound. Here we have the tape that indicated to people where do you have to put this prototype to have the correct position. So you put this tape in belly button above and turn around to make contact with SSR and body. That you have already make the contact. You have just make pressure to make it to save alive people. And once you are in the okay, you have to repeat 5 times to save alive people. And the second one is the lower cost, and I will test in my corp here. So here's the LEDs. And small force, green is on for a few seconds. The OK, yellow, and it's higher than normal is red. That's it.
With this project, we hope we can stand united with the CASS Society in their mission to foster technological innovation for the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Is open for the questions and the comments. Any questions? Yes.
How realistic is it to use it in real life? Because this is supposed to be a procedure that you carry out in emergency, right? And you wouldn't want or you wouldn't expect somebody to be carrying around this equipment. So how realistic is it?
I mean, the prototype is relatively small. We tested it with hospital staff. We made sure it's like the correct. Yeah, everything is correctly characterized. So we think it's pretty realistic.
And no need to be the fist and the hands to make force. This is okay. Hospital characterized.
But I thought this particular maneuver is meant to be used in an emergency situation, right?
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily and most likely not in a hospital.
Yeah,
Probably, for example, you are having dinner and suddenly you realize that, oh, your friend is choking.
Yeah.
And then you will end up using this maneuver and you probably
Trained in first AD, and they need to have like some medical kits, and this can be like a part of one of them. If no one knows exactly how to do the maneuver, it can help it to find the right spot, and because it's a child, the force you're gonna make can like break some bones or cause pain in the child.
Any other questions from comment? So this can be very cheap, so you can put at least one in each classroom, right?
Yeah. That's the idea.
Okay, good. Oh, yes, please.
I like your solution very much. It's innovative, and in an emergency, if all schools have it and all school teachers are trained, then it will save lives. And I think it's very practical, because if you train the people that are looking after kids, one kid's life saved because of this equipment is worth a hell of a lot more than its practicality. So it's a good idea.
Thank you.
Any other questions or more comments? If not, we'd like to thank again to the Region 19. Thank you very much.